Okay, so this session we're going to do some work with our mental game. So I've got a mental game exercise per each week. The other thing that I put in a couple of times this week is turns out of the weave poles. Last week I had a turn out of the weaves, and not most, but a lot of my students' dogs in the lessons were cutting out of the poles early. So I think it's just been a while since we've done some turns out of the poles. So you'll see that a couple of times today, or this week, just to make sure the dogs are savvy with it. So the first exercise is a rear cross exercise, but also can be made a mental game exercise. So I would have them walk the red cones 1 through 8, A, B, and C. And that is the double to the dog walk, straight ahead to the tunnel, to the weaves, and then out of the poles you go to this red by the pole, and then down that line. So red wingless, pink jump, black wingless, and then A is the blue tunnel, B is the purple jump, and C is that school bus tunnel. So it would be most likely they will have to do a rear cross from 7 to 8. To get A, it would be the forward motion, B would be your purple, and C would be the school bus. This is a tricky drill in and of itself. So for the lower level classes, I would go through your differences in your rear crosses and maybe not have them do it as the mental game, which I haven't explained yet. But the mental game exercise is that I have told my students that they're not going to know which of the 3 rear crosses they're doing, or which of the 3 options they're doing, until the dog finishes the weaves, and then I holler A, B, or C. So they have to think on their feet and plan accordingly for the type of rear that they're going to have to do up there at number 8 in order to get the correct obstacle. Okay, 8 to A, so that forward motion rear has been very tricky, but it has been good to work on. And then letter B is your classic rear, that's the purple, and then the school bus tunnel has gone fine as well. So the hardest one has been A, the blue tunnel. So you might leave that out if you're worried about the other 2s. I don't think you need to put the requirement on there that they do the rear crosses. I think they're going to have to do them from the weaves over there, because nobody else has made it for anywhere or anything different there. But you can make it the mental exercise by hollering which one they're doing as the dog leaves the poles. Okay. Then after that, normal handling type stuff. So I would do the white cone sequence first. The white cones is 1 through 16. It starts at that black wingless way over there, and then it goes to the blue, to the blue tunnel, and then the purple towards us, school bus tunnel, to the panel, to the A-frame, and then off the A-frame you go blue to the table. So they're probably going to fall behind going to the table. And then black wingless towards us, school bus tunnel, to this red wingless, red wing, wrap back to the wingless, finish with the pink to that black wingless. So a couple things on this. The opening, the lead out needs to be done kind of specifically to set the line. I'm sure some handlers are going to set it too wide. They will have to cue convergence from the blue tunnel to the purple, or they'll get the double. And then the school bus tunnel over to this panel, they might be able just to cut this corner and layer the pink when they're cueing the turn going into the school bus tunnel. Likely going to fall behind going to the table. And then the other thing, if you want to work mental game, is tell them that they can only lead out as far off the table as they can get when you're doing your 5-second count. So they can challenge their table by running up here to do a collection recall on the wingless to the tunnel, or they will have to rear into the tunnel or do a front after the wingless to go to the tunnel. But either way, they're going to end up falling behind here from red wingless to the red wing. If you turn the dog left, so if they wrap them left, it is doable. It just puts them on a really bad line for the wingless over to the pink. So most dogs want to go over to that tunnel because that's what they're aimed at. So turning the dog right is going to be the better line for the dog. It puts them straight on down that line there. But the thing is, with the jump angled the way it is, a lot of dogs have wanted to turn left anyways. So the other thing I've done today with my lessons is I've told them that I want them to run the sequence all the way through, even if the dog turns the wrong way on the red, so that they can work on their reaction timing based on, trying to run clean. But then otherwise, I've had them go back then and rework the decel rear here at the red. Okay. The other course that is set up is blue cones 1 through 17. It ended up getting a little long, and it's more or less kind of just a handling course. I tried to have some rear cross work in there too, but they might be able to squeeze out of it. But you're going to start at the purple going away from us, over to the blue, to the A-frame, to the red wing, weave poles, and harder classes or more advanced classes, you can make that red wing a backside, which makes it very tricky. But then out of the poles, you come back to this red towards us here. So another one of those crosses out of the poles, 180 to the white, to the left side of the bus tunnel, dog walk, and then off the dog walk, double to the blue tunnel, to the black wingless towards us, so they could send to the tunnel and layer that purple, but black wingless towards us, pink jump, over to the panel. So most likely, hopefully gonna have to rear cross there from black to pink. And then it finishes just with red teeter and then the triple, which is over there on the other side of the A-frame. So hopefully it will time out that you can have them kind of run that as a one and done for their mental game work. Okay. Also, if you end up having to work the weave poles in the opening a bit, and again, be mindful of that. Try not to do more than 4 or 5 sets within the class. So, you know, if they have to rework the rear, have them start at the exit of the poles. But if you have to rework the poles in the opening and you feel like they've done enough weaves, you can, it's also a good challenge just to skip the weaves on this course. So from the A-frame, go from the red directly over here to 6, which is this red, then 7, so on and so forth. Okay. Other than that, just kind of working that mental game there on the opening and the 3 different rears, I think will take up plenty of time. In general, if you have any requests for things you want to work on, let me know. I know Susan requested a skills and drills week, so that has not been forgotten, Susan. I'm hoping to do that in the next couple of weeks, as long as I can get creative enough. So anything that you see that, you know, that they need to work on that you want to see, let me know.